Hey y'all, I'm back. Feeling a little under the weather today, which is not good because this is supposed to be a somewhat decent week and I have a virtual 5K to complete. And I don't know if I caught a virus or a bug, but whatever it is, it's threatening my run time and my getting back into the gym. But anyway, the end of this week, I will be registering for this duathlon, and I'd say within the next month, I will actually be going out to look at a bike and get fitted for a bike. I'm scared. And, even thinking about this, part of me just feels like really silly. But for me, in a way, it's kind of real because I wouldn't say scared, I'd say apprehensive about riding a bike again. I got my first bike when I was like 8. And the kind of bike that I had, the brakes were on a brake pedal, so all I had to do was basically push back and the bike would stop. So I never had experience with the brakes being on the handlebars. So I think it was like 2-3 years after I had gotten my first bike, learned how to ride, all that good stuff, that I outgrew it. And my sister had a 10-speed that basically she didn't ride anymore and she outgrew it. And, my mother was like, well, you can have that one or you could start riding that one. So I was like, cool, I get to graduate from a big bike. No one really thought to kind of explain to me, the gear shifts and the braking system of the bike. And, this is just a word to parents. When you buy your kids things, do it with the intention of preparing them for the next step, because I was not prepared for the next step. So one day I decided to take my sister's bike out, just to give it a little test drive, to get a little feel for it. And where our old apartment building was, it was coming down an incline. So I was coming down the incline in front of the building, and I realized that I was picking up speed a little bit too fast, just a little bit too fast for my liking. So I put on the brakes. Now, I didn't know what I did. I think what I did was I put on the front brakes instead of, applying the back and the front at the same time. To this day, I don't even know how to do it, and I will be asking like a plethora of questions about how do I stop this thing when I actually go to, get fitted and actually test drive a bike or test ride a bike. So when I put on the brakes, I literally flipped over in the air, and I remember the wind being knocked out of me, and I was laying in the middle of the street with this bike on top of me, and my legs were entangled in the bike. And I remember having scrapes and bruises all over me, and I got up, and this happened right in front of my building. Thank God none of my friends saw it, because it not only was it painful, but it was just really embarrassing for me. 10 or 11, yeah, that's embarrassing. So I got up and I limped home, could barely breathe because, I was still trying to catch my breath from the wind being knocked out of me and everything. So ever since that incident, I have not gotten back on a bike, unless it was a stationary bike for, spin class or whatever. I haven't gone cycling or anything, haven't even entertained it. And I don't know what I was thinking when I said, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll do this duathlon. Because every time I even remotely look at a bike or think about a bike, all I remember is I just get this instant flashback of me laying in the middle of the street, legs all tangled up in this bike, and this bike is on top of me. So I really don't know, and I'm just like, I'm trying to push myself to get over that. I mean, because I know to some of you it might be small, but for me, that was kind of traumatic for me. I have a thing about falling. I may be short, but for me, even in that, it's still a long way to the ground, and I don't like falling. So for me to, have gone through that and have never gotten on a bike, and then I'm going to turn around and raise my hand for an event that requires for me to push past that and actually get back on a bike again, that's a lot. I mean, just the thought of it is just like, I'm going to be flying down the street screaming, afraid to stop it, and afraid not to stop it. So, at this point, I'm just trying to prepare my mind to where I'm pushing it out of my head, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it. But I definitely know the person that is going to be, doing this fitting and measuring me to see what size bike I need to be on is probably going to be like, this chick is weird, because I'm going to be asking a whole lot of questions about how do you brake, how do you properly brake, do I, I'm right-handed, do I close this one, do I squeeze this one first, squeeze that one, squeeze both, what do I do? Because that, I can't see myself being in the middle of the street with legs entangled in a bike at 36. 10 or 11 is one thing, but 36 is not cute. That's not cute at all. So I'm gonna try to take you all with me on this little adventure. Get some information on what to look for, how it's done, what to expect, and I think I might rent a bike for a while just to get the feel of it. I have looked at a couple, and I know that one of my friends in my running group had sent me a couple of bikes, and there was one that I had seen at the last duathlon that I had fallen in love with. And when she sent me that one, when I looked at the price tag, I just gasped, because as always, my heart falls in love with the bike before I even see the price tag. So, and ain't nobody paying $2,000 for a bike. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that's the story behind my little biking incident, and that's what I'm gonna be like really pressing to move past while I get prepared for this duathlon. So why don't you all share your most embarrassing athletic stories or most embarrassing childhood stories? Just put it right in the inbox. Right now I'm to the point where I'm just like, okay, I have to laugh at it, and the more I think about it, the funnier it is to me. But the apprehension is still real. So until next time, you all keep warm. Be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.